Hi, it's Jan. Welcome back. Today I want to do a little bit of drawing and I'll talk during and tell you about my thoughts for the channel and for the new year. So I have been drawing and painting for 3 years now. I started in early 2020 and I want to keep learning. I want to get better, and it's a little bit difficult for me to make these videos because I'm not yet very good, and it feels like I need to be good first before anything I make is worth watching or worth seeing. But at the same time, I quite enjoy watching people on their journey towards mastery or towards learning something. And I want to do the same thing. I want to share this journey in a way that hopefully is engaging and interesting. I have quite a range of interests and different kinds of art making that I enjoy or that I try and play with. Recently, I've been doing some lino cuts, as I mentioned previously, and that's been a lot of fun. I also here and there do some urban sketching or drawing people outside. But I feel like for all of these things, and I want to do all these things, but for all of them, I feel like drawing often is a limiting factor. One thing I also would really like to try is oil painting on plein air, so outside in the city or maybe even the countryside. That would be a lot of fun. Watercolor is another thing I have in mind for the summer. And all of these things, in all of these things, I often feel like if I was better at drawing, would have more freedom to be, I guess, able to direct the process a little bit more. It's not like I don't enjoy what I make already, but oftentimes I have an idea for something and I can't quite express it. I can't quite make it look the way I want. Especially, painting outside, painting the world, or painting or drawing people. That's another thing where, I do kind of want the drawing I make to be a likeness of the person in front of me, right? And there's some artistic skill that is needed for that I don't currently have. So last year I went to quite a few drawing courses, different classes in different places. And this one place I went to was the London Fine Arts Studios. It's quite traditional in its instruction, and I did enjoy it. I'm not so much into the whole, painting like the old master stuff, but I find that these people tend to be very no nonsense, focusing on specific skills and answering questions with actionable advice, and not just kind of vague statements about your feelings while mark making and so on. So anyway, I went to the foundation courses that they offer, and they do casts. In the beginning, you do cast drawings and charcoal, later with oil paint, and then they have different further studies you can do. And yeah, so I drew a few casts. I blogged about those, but I feel like I just need to get more practice. If I don't have a habit of drawing regularly at home, outside, during my commute, then these classes don't really do that much. If that's the only time I'm drawing, then it's just not enough. So before I go back to a class, which I do want to do, I probably will do it spring or summer, we'll see. But before that, I really need to get into that practice. And I shouldn't say often, but I do sometimes judge my drawings quite harshly. And at other times, I'm really happy. It's just, it can be extreme. So what I find is, once I'm doing it, I usually enjoy it. Sometimes it just doesn't go very well, and then it can be it can be frustrating, but it's most of the time it's that initial hurdle of actually getting started. As with other things in my life that I want to do and that I enjoy doing, but that, can just lose out to my phone sucking me in or my computer being right in front of me. So these stands and all this stuff, even getting these casts in the first place and having them close by at home so that I can always pick one and draw, all of that is an effort to lower that barrier to get started. So my goal for this year is to really get to a point where I can do all these other things. I can paint outside in watercolor. I can get more into oil painting. I can make woodcuts or lino cuts and whatever else new I find, and not feel like I'm being held back by my lack of, drawing skills. If you're also learning to draw, if you're learning another artistic skill as an adult, or really if you're learning anything and you're finding this interesting or useful, I would love to hear from you. I'd be very interested to hear about your experience and how you go about managing these things, managing frustrations, managing time, managing plans, managing goals. It's not easy, but also in some way, it's something I used to do. When I was young, I learned stuff all the time. I learned how to code, and that's what I do for a living today. I've just kept learning and built a career on it. And I don't want to stop doing that. I don't want to stagnate and just live off of what I did the first 20 years of my life for the next 50. So please subscribe and come back for the next video. Bye.